Welcome to Centauri Stir-Fry. Today we'll be talking about Batman Black and White by Jim Lee. Stick around. Okay, so this is a little bit older piece, and we're gonna call this a dust off. This is a dust off series right here, where we go back in time and talk about older Batman Black and White statues. As I've said before, this was my first love. This is what started everything from this to sixth to quarter to who knows, even a freaking third scale. You never know. But this was the first thing I ever got into. Batman Black and White series. So this is by Jim Lee. And also I want to talk about the cape, I want to talk about the scale, because there are variations. And this guy's kind of hard to do. He's really small, but the cape is just sweet, and it's really hard to display him. He really needs to be higher, perched up. But the cape is awesome. It's very small, but he's hunkered down. He just landed. You know, there's some villains out there, maybe on a fire escape, or maybe they're trying to rob like a Steak and Shake. Batman jumps down, bam, right in the drive-thru, ready to take these scumbags out. You know? But here's a closer look. So, here we go. This is Batman Black and White, Jim Lee, and I think this is definitely a sweet piece. I love this. I love the flow of the cape. I like the action. I mean, it really flows very nicely. So I kind of want to show some of this stuff. Sometimes I do it right. I think the horns or the ears of the cowl are a little soft, but I think it really shows some movement, and it really shows off Jim Lee's artwork. I really think it just nails it. And there's a lot of Jim Lee stuff out there. Kotobukiya does it. I mean, Prime One's going to be doing some Hush stuff, probably based on his artwork. Everyone wants to, you know, Jim Lee was a big deal in the 90s. Super big deal. I mean, I liked his work on X-Men most of all. I hate a lot of his other stuff, and I do not like his work now. I think he's kind of phoning it in, but back in the day when I was a youngster, man, Jim Lee was way up there. Just loved everything he did. And I remember the first Batman Black and White series, which was like, I saw it on Walmart when they had comic books there. Comic books were everywhere back in the day. But I'm going to get close-ups, but I just want you to see, look at that face. It's so killer. Okay, so here we go. Here's the Batman Black and White by Jim Lee. This is an older piece. I'm not sure about the year. Hold on, let's check it out. 2007. Okay, so this came out in 2007. He's got in that squatted pose. He's got, I don't know, I think he's got Coke cans in his utility belt there. He likes a lot of energy drinks, maybe some Red Bulls. But the detail is awesome. It's so good. Like the neck, look at that. He's stressed out. But I just think that face, that cowl, definitely looks exactly like some Jim Lee artwork. I really dig it. And it just looks like, you know, like I said before, you just landed. Just landed on top of a vehicle. Maybe a station wagon. Maybe the family roadster or truckster, I'm not real sure. The boots and gloves are shiny. I like when they used to do that. It's pretty sweet. And it's kind of a showcase of Jim Lee. Look at that face. Whew, man. That just looks just totally just like him. So I think he's about, I guess the wingspan, I guess you have to say on this thing, is probably, I don't know, maybe like 10 inches, 9 inches. He's really wide. Difficult to display, but he's just laid out like he just landed. There's the signature Hush style Jim Lee, you know, Doc Martens, waffle makers down there. You know, looking pretty good. I'm getting out of focus every once in a while. It's okay. Doesn't know what to do. It's just seeing a bunch of black. It's a simple cape in the back. I just like the way it flows. There's really not a whole lot of detail in the cape itself. It almost looks like some kind of food. Like, I'm not sure. Like, it almost looks like something you maybe cover a cake with. There it goes, a little even closer view. There's the energy drinks, like I was just saying. It might be a tad dusty. Like I'm saying, this series, when we go over older statues like this, there's nothing to sell. You know, I'm not taking any money by anyone. You know, no one's watching anyway. But I pull these things out and I dust a little space off, dust the statue off. It's therapeutic. It's good for us both. You get to see a slightly older piece, and I get to do some cleaning. So I will call this a dust-off. Okay, so here, now we have the Batman by Jim Lee and the current Nightwing by Jim Lee. That's a little bit older, like I said. This is going to be the dust-off series, but I'm just putting them together to show you a difference in scale and their total absence of consideration for that. I think he's quite a bit smaller. I mean, it's kind of hard to show you, but if you look at their noggins, their crime-fighting noggins, Nightwing is quite a bit bigger than Batman, even though he's crouching. I mean, these noggins are completely different. This is like, Batman's got a peanut, he's got like an almond, I'm not really sure, like an inch and a half. Quite a bit different. But if you're a stickler about collecting all Jim Lee merchandise, because there's a lot of them out there, Kotobukiya does them, does a lot of them. Everything they do is Jim Lee based. Prime One's going to be doing some overpriced Hush stuff, so there's always going to be Jim Lee statues out there. I really do think this is quite an exceptional example. It's crude a little bit, it's a little older and smaller, but it definitely shows Jim Lee's artwork quite well. But if you're a stickler about scale, and this is going to be for one of our friends at Centauri Stir-Fry. His name is I'm just going to call him Big M. Anyway, he asked a question earlier about how they would look and scale together, and did a video about these two together or separately. So let's put them together and show a very good example of scale and just a good combination. Now, if you can get the Fabak and the Nightwing, put them together, this is the way to go. This is definitely a correct scale and pairing. Batman's slightly taller. Here he is. Maybe a good, I don't know, half-inch taller. But he's definitely the way to go. This is correct. I mean, if you're a stickler, look at him. He's just like a little baby. It's a little baby there. See? So, cool statue. Don't get me wrong. But together, if you want to pair them, there you go. That's what you do. Put these two bad boys together. So, that's just another look. That's for you, Big M. Like, comment, subscribe, poop post, do whatever you need to do. Let somebody else know. Hold on. Sip! That is the Weekend Watchman mug. It must be addressed at all times. After work. Okay? So there you go. That's a look at some Jim Lee action and some Vok just for scale and the coolest recent Batman Black and Whites. So thanks again. Come back next time. And remember, Magneto was right. Thank you.